Hello, how you doing? I'm going to talk to you today about the Central American myth. You know, these myths are basically propagated by them, that they're very hard working individuals, that they take jobs that nobody else would do, which is a total lie. A lot of people, a lot of blacks and whites used to have these jobs. They just took over them by the sheer numbers and say, okay, we'll work for $2 less per hour than the blacks and the whites will work. So they hire them. But all these myths are propagated by them, that they're hardworking individuals. I'm here to tell you, it's just not true. I live around them. It's just not true. It's just myths that are propagated by them. They take over jobs just by the sheer numbers. For example, if there's a group of black girls that work at a hotel, 15 Mexicans will come in and say, we'll work for $2 less than the black girls. So bye-bye black girls. Now, when I say Central Americans, I'm going to use the term Mexicans, general Mexicans. I'm not going to go by these individual countries. The black people used to be migrant workers because I remember, and just by the sheer numbers, they took over the work that blacks used to do. Black people used to process food, frozen dinners, etc. Now Mexicans have taken over that because look, they'll say we'll work for less than $2 an hour. $2 an hour than the blacks are working for. So bye black people. Bye poor and middle class whites. Bye. You're not gonna process any more food for us because we got the Mexicans. In the construction industry, they don't care. The people who are in charge of construction don't care if these Central Americans don't know anything about carpentry. I had to take a carpentry class. They don't care if they don't know anything about carpentry. I see. Sometimes I just stop and watch the construction sites. The Central Americans, they seem to be struggling with a lot of those tools. They don't know what to do with the pothole digger. I saw one just the other day just trying to hammer either a nail or a screw into steel. I saw that. And he was working for like 10, 15 minutes. I sat there and watched him. I saw another Central American or Mexican. I saw him hammering on a wheelbarrow. Okay. Now, they can get these jobs in the construction industry without taking a carpentry class. Now, why the construction industry hires them, I don't know. You take like Ryan Homes, they are notorious for hiring Central Americans. And those are expensive homes. They're shoe boxes, but they're expensive homes. They are notorious. And I hear so many complaints about Ryan Homes. The flooring in the kitchen is sloped. The flooring in the front room is sloped. Bathroom is sloped. The medicine cabinet is not in there properly. Okay. And one, there's no sewer line. Can you imagine that? Okay. There's no sewer system. Nothing. The roof caves in by roof. And these are very 300K houses. Okay. Now, there are illegal Central American illegals or Mexicans, I'm going to say Mexicans, to the north, south, east, and west of me. So I know exactly what's going on in this neighborhood. Uncle Sam pays the rent for all of them. None of them work. Uncle Sam pays the mortgage for all of them. None of them work. They lie to get the mortgage. They get one of their friends to say they're making $95,000 a year in this job, so they get the mortgage. Okay, and then Uncle Sam pays for they get one of their friends to rent a room for $1,200 a month. So if you have 3 bedrooms, you're renting you're getting $3,600 a month. That more than pays for your mortgage. So they happy campers. I don't see any of them working. All I see them doing is walking around the neighborhood, getting exercise, and walking the dog. None cotton picking work. None of them. Okay. Now there's this couple that behind me. Uncle Sam was paying them to live in the duplex. Uncle Sam's paying the rent, but then they go to another state and they get federal benefits from that state. So Uncle Sam was paying them to live in this duplex behind me, and then Uncle Sam was paying them in another state. Plus, they get food stamps in another state. And Central Americans do that all the time. They get federal benefits in Tennessee, and then go to North Carolina and get federal benefits. The government doesn't know the difference whether they are, Maria Lopez or Maria. They just changed their name to Maria Gonzalez. The government doesn't know the difference because they don't fingerprint them. See, if the government fingerprinted, they wouldn't be able to do all this fraud. And the government says you're not supposed to rent to your relative, but yet this woman is renting her room to her daughter. Okay? But the government doesn't care. The government doesn't know the difference. They came in droves in about 2007. The government let them. Because don't tell me the government that has billions of dollars in the treasury cannot stop some little bow-legged Mexicans from coming over here. The government let them come in 2007 in droves, okay? They don't, you take like Santos. What's Santos' real issue? He probably is not a citizen. He probably doesn't have a social security number, and George is not his real name. He was a liar from the beginning. He lied about high school, that he went to this high school. That was a lie. He lied about college. He went to college. That was a lie. He's just a liar. Okay, what's the truth? They lie in to get in this country, and they lie to stay in the country. They lie to stay in the country. That's just the truth. George Santos is probably not even a citizen. He probably has no social security number. Okay, now my neighborhood has at least, since they have come over here in droves, my neighborhood has at least 12 cartels. I know what's going on in this cotton picking neighborhood. Okay, they have at least 12 cartels. I can't even have any of my relatives come and see me. I told them, don't come and see me. I'll come and see you. Because my neighborhood is too dangerous. I don't want my relatives in this neighborhood because it's too dangerous. Then the black guys come to my neighborhood to get the supply because Mexicans, they control the wholesale drugs, the wholesale. So the black guys actually come to my neighborhood to get their supplies from the Mexicans. I see them. I know. Now look, see, we can't cheat like the Mexicans cheat. Because look, if we ran a narco business from our home, we'll have the SWAT team over here in less than 30 days. Whether I'm white or black, you let any of us who have a social security number, the SWAT team will be over our house in 30 days. But look, I know next door neighbor, she's been having a narco trafficking business for well over 7 years. Police haven't caught her yet. There's another person in my neighborhood. He's been narco trafficking for 20 years. Police haven't caught him yet. Paid off his house in 4 years. She paid off her house in 6 years or less. The government can't catch him, won't catch him, ain't going to catch him. But look, I'm telling you, you as an American with your social security number, you can't do what they do. Because the government going to catch your butt in 30 days or less. You go ahead and sell fentanyl and all that out of your home. The government going to catch your butt, but see, the government can't or won't catch them. Okay, I mean, you can't even report them. The government ignores that. You can't even report them. There's no point. Now, like there's these two businesses that's at this plaza. They haven't had a customer in 6 or 7 years. Haven't had not one customer. Nobody goes and no customers, but yet they just front for narco trafficking. All they do is move drugs because they have had some way to pay them that rent for the business. They've had some way to pay that rent. So they really just fronts for narco trafficking. That's all they are. Duh. You know, ditto for a lot of restaurants. They just fronts for narco trafficking. Okay, all of them. Because the Central Americans don't work. They are the happiest people you ever want to see. I see them. They're happy. The government's paying the rent. The government's paying for the food. Americans are miserable. Americans don't have any housing. The government ain't paying nothing for us Americans. Nothing. But they're paying everything for the Central Americans who are not even supposed to be in this country. Bye.